Okay, so welcome back. We're gonna just make like a an agent-based world from start to finish in Blender and in Unreal Engine. So we'll start in Blender, and yeah, we'll just go from there. I guess this is kind of like a bite pack development video as well. This is kind of showing like from start to finish how things can go. All right, so let's start off. We got like a little purple snake. Maybe that'll be our little AI monster. Maybe it's got like one eye, similar to maybe it's the Slyco tome, imaginative tome. All right, so there we go. There we got our first item. Now, what else do we want in our little world? So let's go over here and let's click play. So we got Nerith, and Nerith is one of the Nazari in the Labros lore who creates worlds. And so here we got low poly, kind of squishy looking green line. There's Nerith on a blank canvas, and he's gonna build us a world. So let's escape over there. What kind of plant is he gonna come up with here? Okay, he's coming up with like a little blocky go. Some heads. Let's give these trees some eyes. Maybe we are entering the snotwood, which actually would be kind of cool. So let's say that's what Nerith is building here, is the snotwood forest. Beige. And then let's actually apply that there, and let's darken that. And then I think the last thing then, if he is indeed building the snotwood. Oh, goddamn ads. Like, you ever listen to a... Dang. Whatever. Okay, we got some freaking crazy looking guys going on here. There we go, okay. There we go, a little berry hanging in the forest. Okay, what else do we want for this thing? I like to do about 5 artifacts, usually. Maybe a rock or something. So today I'm just going kind of simple, I'm not going too complex with items. But maybe it's a glowing rock. This is like a meta chert rock. Oh, perfect. Okay, and let's do one more item. Some kind of structure. I feel like a new obelisk. Alright, there we go. So, let's add one more animal, just for fun. Something simple that, like, we'll say it's a... This was not really what I expected. Okay, I think a weapon. I can see this in 2 ways. So I can see this kind of being a cool little bridge. Alright, so it looks kind of like a talon, maybe like a little trident. And so let's take these two, bring them back to the middle, push that over a bit. Alright, okay, so pretty straightforward. Now we have our 6 models that we made, so let's just go over them to make sure that they're ready for exporting. And so what we gotta do there, we gotta make sure there's no blank materials, because honestly they'll always export as a different material. And then what we can do here quick is let's just take a quick little ambient, a nice little render of our model. So we'll set up our light quick, give it a sun, go like 3. It kind of looks cool with like really bright, yeah, maybe 9 even. Bring the sun into the middle, move it around, put one on each side, maybe a red sun, a green sun, and spice it up, a blue sun. And then what you go like this. There, and now let's viewport render. And so now also, like a part of the process too, is now we have this new spark that can be added to a spread. It can be added to a notebook cover or design. And so as you're kind of moving through this process of creating 3D images, you're also creating extra content for other areas. So then you can kind of come back. So for now, so for now, spark your imagination. So spark. So we'll call this the Snotwood Nerf build or Nerf build. Yeah, something like that. It's a spark, so it doesn't matter. But that's pretty cool. You know, you can take different angles, top and bottom. Maybe ortho, get a kind of a cool view, do pixel art, try all sorts of things. Okay, so now that we've gotten that part done, and we kind of have like an idea of what each one is, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one copy of each, we'll send them into the middle, we'll give them all transforms, and then what we'll do is I'll quickly hide those, but actually no. I'll hide this one rock, and you can do the same thing for this one, all transforms. We'll come to the Y side, and then one by one we'll just come down and name them all. And so we'll call this Richter Snake. We'll call this Snotwood Alder, maybe? It's more branchy, oops. Okay, we'll call this one this cyber obelisk. Here we got. Oh, let's actually readjust this. And we will call this the mall trident pen. So it's kind of like a pen, but also it can be used as a trident, which is kind of the theme of a lot of the Labros items. All right, here we got a meta shirt rock drop, and here we got some kind of green berry, so maybe we can call it gobberry. And so now we have all 3 of them kind of done. So I will come over here. I'll just go Blender for now. And you could export. I could show you could export these all by themselves, one by one. But the point here is that we're gonna come in and I'll make this script available on the Gumroad store. But basically, what it does is it allows you to extract multiple. So it's called Nano Extraction Compiler. So you come in here. Let's see. Did I do these ones? Yes, because they ended up on the thing. So, okay, so for now, I have this exporting into a folder called March 19th. But what this does is it sets an output directory, creates the directory, gets all objects in the scene, and then loops through each object that is in the scene, and then exports them as an FBX to a specific folder. So it's super simple, but basically all it does is just basically exports everything. And so you don't have to do it like manually all by yourself. And so let's not grab the lights, but we're gonna grab the cyber obelisk, the gobberry, the mall trident, mid shirt rock prop, Richter Snake, and Snotwood Alder. So we'll copy, we'll bring them over to this other project, we'll come over to layout, drop them in. All right, now they should have their things, but for one last thing, let's go all transforms. Sometimes with this, it's nice to just remove keyframes, but also the export, our export script specifically will make sure that is not exported. So big animation equals false. Okay, so now we got them exported or selected, so let's unselect, and then let's click play. Okay, and so it should have ran. So now let's go check to make sure it did. So let's see what folder's in. It's in Gumroad. So we'll go back to our personal documents. We'll go back to Bytepacks, March 19th. It doesn't seem to have exported, so let's copy the address. Go back. Oh, because I changed the folder area the other day, so somebody's probably, it's probably telling me that the folder doesn't exist anymore. So kind of like when you're scripting, just remember to move stuff, or when you move stuff, that you have to change the different attributes of the script. So it should be good now. What's this saying? Yeah, it says file deleted outside of Blender. Okay, so let's play. So I want to see. Let's go. Recreate file. Okay, did it run that time? Yeah, it did. Okay, sweet. So we exported our models. So let's check it out. Let's double click on the cyber obelisk and see. Right on. Right on. Okay, so now we've gotten all of our 3D models out of Blender. They've been crafted. So let's take them over to Nerf. And so first, what we'll do, I have the Dreamland Metarom level or world builder project open. And so if you eventually this project will be available on the Gumroad store, so that with agents involved, so that you can kind of plug and play with the different assets as you do. So what you're gonna do then is you'll open up your project. You'll go to the Metarom level room that you want to build at, and you'll just go back to your content. And so for me right now, I'm gonna load in some things, but we're calling this a new world. So I'm gonna call this Nerf's worlds. And we'll go in there, and then we will call this assets, and that's where we'll put our models. Just it's nice to keep things organized in Unreal Engine. And so we got 6 assets. Let's import them in. And technically, we actually could use all of these. So like right now, I don't really have a melee weapon in, but if you now have all these things in here, the first thing that we can do, we can maybe go back to our content. And so if you just go, it should be here in the blueprints of the project. If you go to the Shuriken BP and you go over to static mesh, we could potentially put our little trident pen in. Go to the viewport and let's just check out rotation, and maybe just move it over a bit. Freaking fascinating. Okay, and then let's compile and let's just sim that. Okay, cool. And let's go out. Let's play. Let's grab an earth and whoa! Oh my goodness! What the fuck? Oh my god, bruh. Okay, I guess it's like let's go back. Apparently the collision is actually hitting the character and sending them flying. So we're gonna maybe have to maybe make this even smaller. Maybe make it like 0.3 by 0.3 by 0.3 or something like this. And sim. And let's play. Okay, yeah, that's a little better. It's a little small. It's hard to see now, but holy crap, it's coming out fast. So Neris got his first little weapon, little bullet, little trident pen bullets. And so now that we have that, let's start building this knotwood. So obviously at first we kind of just have this little square, but let's go into our foliage mode. And I just want to see something. I don't think it works like this, but it would be cool if it did. Let me just see. No, there's no landscape. So you can't sculpt a thing. You'd have to make a landscape on the same scale. But for right now, we're just gonna we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna make a regular chunk. And so let's go over here and let's pull in the foliage that we want to add. So for right now, let's add that. Let's see. It's just a check. Wow. Okay. So it's these trees that kind of look tall are actually pretty short, and like that's maybe okay. So what we'll do is we'll go out and add a couple of those little bunches, and now I'm actually gonna go into my own assets and grab a couple good ones that work for this. So I'm gonna grab like stagweed, and I want to grab a snotwood tree, which should be, here's one, a snotwood tree, and then I also would like to grab a crooked one, which I just did today. So I think crooked. Okay, there's. And oh, actually, last thing that's would be kind of fun to put in. All right. Oh, actually, I got one more little freaking asset that would be kind of fun. I got rock or cave rock stuck in. Okay, well, fuck it, screw it. We're doing the AGB small first. Okay, so let's actually just close that so I don't get stuck back in. But basically, I want to just add a couple more. Oh, excuse me. I want to add a couple more plant types. So I just want to see how tall these are. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna I'm gonna turn the size on this up, and then I'm gonna turn the density way down, and then I want to do that, and then I want to select. Yeah, all of, is that select? No, deselect, select. I want to select a couple of these. Actually, I want to select. Sorry, this is a weird thing. So this is just me also learning that I think a better way, you gotta kind of like figure out where your ground is in order to make sure that your trees are kind of like not getting buried right away when you're building these landscapes, because or otherwise I'm gonna do something like this. And so like they are the height that I want them to be, but their center isn't. So it just makes it look goofy because you gotta kind of come over here and grab some things. All right, cool. So now we got the plants in. Let's check it out. Shaders are still working away for, or maybe there's no material. Material on this one. Let's give it a walnut. That works. And save. And okay, the last thing is I'd like to add this like type of weed, and I'm gonna turn the size way down, but I'm gonna turn density way up. And then I'm gonna get into a spot where I can see the paint shrink. Oh yeah, yeah, it looks decent. It's kind of a floating weed, but I think it kind of looks like there could be like a nice little path that's going that way, and maybe like a little clearing there. So, all right, perfect. So we've put our plants out. Now let's go back to our select. Let's grab landscape. Let's give it a not a stack mesh, but let's give it a grass. Kind of a funny looking grass, but now we got Nerith running around in the snotwood forest. It's kind of a little path area here, and then like this can be expanded on. So now there's a couple things we could do. Oh yeah, let's do our little landscape trick. So let's turn that off. Let's do was it this? And then this, save. Oh wait, what the fuck did I do? Oops, I deleted the prop. Okay, wait. Can I get that? Fuck. Jesus. Alright, let's try this again. I mean, okay, you know what? Okay. How the heck? Why am I blinking here? Okay, so rock active BP. So what happens if I go like this, turn this on, but then go over back to this one? No, not this one. Fuck. Rock active BP. Where's that? Here it is. Okay, rock active BP. Let's go into rock pump. So basically what we're doing, and like this is kind of how you set it up, or how it's kind of set up, is that these are then these actor components and these blueprints are basically like you just quickly swap them with something. So now look it up here, our new actor or rock actor show in full view. Okay, so it was in features of Dreamland is where it was. So in foliage mode though now, we can come into paint and we can paint our rocks. And let's go bigger size and higher density. You can't get as many on there as like you'd think. Like let's see, what if you even turn the density right up? I think it puts like the perfect amount, like just enough that it kind of like makes it so that it's hard to, they're not in the way, but can you still put them on? Yeah, you can. So you can still fill in spots. But with the paint, it looks like you wouldn't be able to like completely put them exactly where you want because they're not going. Whereas like I know that if they were a static mesh, they would. Or yeah, they were just like the foliage ones. All right, let's go back and let's click play. So now we have rocks, so we have to walk around. We have like these kind of little snot shrubs, and we have these big trees. All right, what's next? Let's get our let's go back to AI of Dreamland, right? And so it's so quick. It's very quick to do this. So we'll just come over. We've done this quite a bit. So let's grab the ROM crab, Control W, and right away we'll call this the Richter Snick AI. We'll go here and super easy. Richter Snick viewport. Let's see what that looks like. All right, so I'm gonna do a little bit of adjusting, right? And so first I'm gonna go over to ROM crab or the chaos thing right here. I'm gonna change this to Richter Snick. And then I'm going to come over here and go Richter Snick. And we'll compile and save. And then we will rotate 80, 270, 0. Okay, put them at 0, and then we'll go 0.6. I kind of like it wide like that, and so maybe we'll go 0.6 by 0.8. And kind of got to look at like, well, what are the different collisions for? Because I think this one, I have like one for the health and stuff, and then another for like the shuriken. Let's save. That should pretty much work. And then we'll pull the Schneck in, which is actually pretty big. And then we don't have a nav mesh volume, bounds volume yet, so nav mesh bounds volume. Pop that bad boy in there. Let's pop it more in the middle, and then come down to brush, give it an X, give it a Y, and give it a Z. And then nice thing is it should build. Yeah. And so there we go. We have a little little snake walking around. And the cool thing is that because it's an actor, so it won't be able to walk through the rocks, which will kind of like add a little bit more variety to its movement within the environment. And so now like we've officially created an agent-based simulation of our bike pack with the same assets that we created there. So like let's just pause this for a second and let's go back to our first one here and see if we can get it back to its layout. I have them all exported now, so we have enough now. We don't. Okay, so but let's just look at the assets that we got here. So I didn't put out so maybe this could be like a drop, like blueberry. And actually, that'll be the next thing that we'll do quickly here before we end that last part, because it's nice to use all the assets to show how they can be used. This could obviously be used too in a different way for maybe a melee weapon. This also could be used for an item, maybe a book. We have the berry, which can be used as a berry, could have been used as a hook, bomb, and we have our tree, our snotwood alder, and our cyber obelisk. We didn't even put this in, but we'll pop that in, and maybe we will pop in our dog berries quick, and we'll go back to the Dreamland meta. Let's go nearest worlds, assets. What do we got? Cyber obelisk. Perfect. So we'll pop that in. We're seeing kind of how big it is, and maybe just for fun, we're gonna go 2 by 2 by 2, and maybe even 3 by 3 by 3. And so we'll pop that over here. Give that a rotation. Give it one of those. Give it one of these. Give it one of these nuts. And yeah, and then last thing, let's go back over here. Let's go to our blueprints. Let's go where we had our. Did the pickup work? Oh yeah, here it is. So let's duplicate, and we'll call this gob berry VP. And maybe we could add a component for this gob berry where it does health for the character. Ooh, wow, so that's quite small because some items are quite big and some are quite large. So we'll probably put that at maybe like a 20. I kind of want this to be like 0.8. And then this to be a 0.8, and this to be a 0.8. And there's our gob berry. So this is kind of how you would put that in the game. And then pretty simple gob berry pickup, and let's play. It has a rotation, and it plays a sound when ran into. So maybe the last thing. So you could just keep upgrading this into kind of however you want, right? And like that's kind of the beauty of it. And that was kind of like the thing with the Dreamland idea. And this is just to showcase the agent-based component of it, where you kind of can create the world as you want and then edit it and add things in areas that you like. So maybe you add an interactable sphere with this obelisk that allows you to do something, or there's a mob spawner. So for example, we could come over here, we could just quickly throw in a spawner. We could check the spawner quick and say, oh, what's it gonna spawn? It's gonna spawn coyote. Okay, like that's kind of cool. Or we come in and you go Richter Snack AI, compile, save, jump back out of there, click play. Boom, we have another one in our system now. Can we kill this? Yeah, we can. So you can do that with gob berries, and maybe let's say a storm moving around. Okay, what did I want to add here? So I kind of want to go out of this. We'll see what happens if I scale it this way. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. Oh, wow, okay, so that was a foliage scale. That's kind of neat how that worked. It spread everything. It didn't stretch it, though. Like, it didn't stretch the assets, which is kind of nice. Okay. I want this to be 1, a little bit lower into the... I think actually this is too tall. I think it's got to be 2 by 2 by 2. what happened to the nav mesh volume though. Shrink. Shrunk. Zerp. I don't know why, but sometimes that happens where it almost the AI like you know whack in the head with like a freaking weapon for them to move forward. So anywho, I would say that was pretty much building an agent-based world in Unreal Engine and Blender from start to finish using the Dreamland MetaROM template process. And so that is kind of like one way for you to make different mini games or simulations within these two. Yeah, this is a way for you to build worlds and in a very simple to use manner, and it's just kind of like utilizing things in a systematic and iterative approach where now every time that you do this you get a little bit better, you can add a little bit more, and then soon enough you have a full game where you know you just need player help on this, and then basically you're good to go and you can explore it and do whatever you want. This could be a landscape in the exact same way. You can use different textures, and the main thing that I wanted to that I'm basically trying to showcase with this is like that it's a swappable kind of process where like this not with tree is very low poly actually. In fact, all this is a column then with like a nose right in ears. But it could be a realistic spruce tree or alder tree that has hyperfine textures, and then you can paint in the exact same way. And so that is kind of up to the creator to then discover basically that there's really no limits to your creativity, and just to keep building. Because even from right at this spot right now, if I want to change up what we got going on here, and let's just add this character Talzuki, and let's go back and just for fun, I don't really know what's in all the spawners right now, but let's spawn shit. So we're Talzuki. We got Coyote. We got Coyote again. I feel like Coyote's in all of them. And actually, it doesn't look like there's anyone in the water one. Coyotes in all of these. There's so much going on. See how much I can put, how many freaking AI guys I can put on this fucking thing before they all fucking go. Little fun fact: this Kazuki character is a character I drew when I was like 6 years old. Okay, so we've populated our snotwood now. This is the first forest. This is the forest, or maybe this is the wood of etching, or the snotwood. They're maybe interchangeable, but this is the first forest that Coyote descends into, and he's like, "What the fuck?" Just come out of his cave. There's tome snakes. They've taken over the land. But what's cool, I think, is that, let's see, can we kill? We can for sure knock the tome snakes out of the water. Oh, that one pushed me away. Oh, okay, so it, like, wow, that was kind of cool. I don't know what happened there, because it's never really done that. But that's kind of something that's coming next. So anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. This has been, let's build a quick, like, how to basically build a world from start to finish using the byte pack, Slyco process. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you on the other side.